I got slaughtered that game. Okay. So, I'm gonna go over my notes. Like always, if you have any questions, feel free to ask on the chat, because on the review, there's no time delay. Okay, first one. East 1-1, 4th turn. So at this point I got 1, 2, 3, 4, technically 5 blocks right now, and I was wondering, should I keep, and I got 3 pairs. So should I keep all the pairs around, or should I drop one? Usually at this point, without a Yakuhai being one of our pairs, we want to drop down to 2 pairs, since it's a little bit more efficient. At which point we'd probably lock in the 2-3 pin shape. Keep this 3 around just in case we can upgrade from anything we have over here, whether that's like a pair to potentially even get Tenhou, and whatnot. Or we could drop the 1 mon here and then confirm going for like a Tenhou shape with what we have. So what are we? We're still like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So still 2 Shanten with this hand. So 1 mon that might not be that bad. Even so, I think usually 3 pin is the go-to answer right here. This Suede is a little bit iffy if we do end up on it, because it's the door indicator. But I mean, if we do get first reach with that, I'll probably still take it. So, curious, what would this hand be in Hitori Mahjong Simulator? So I'll throw that in there real quick. Alright, so let's run this and see what it says. Of course, this is going to be a little bit different than this, mainly because we have red 5s that we can also get in here that can raise the value. But I'm really curious about like the winning rate of dropping the different stuff here. So let's see. So according to this, it suggests for EV purposes dropping the 3-so with about, what is that, 19% rate right here compared to, what did we drop, the 3, which has about 20. For having the most right here, except of course it being the Dora, I don't think we'd want to do that. So it's kind of curious, why is it going for the 3 as a part, or this 3 as a part of, instead of this 3, even though the winning rate of this is a little bit higher. Probably something to do with value here. So what other Yakus actually are available? Let's see. So if we do drop the 3, technically, I guess it's easier to switch over to Tenhou. Maybe. Because like we don't want to get rid of the Dora, and if we can use this as a pair, well actually that doesn't make much sense either. I guess we would be a little bit happier if we got the 3, because then it would be a little bit easier to switch over to Tenhou, drop the 2 1-mons right here. But in the current shape that is right now, I don't know. Yeah, for winning percentage purposes, this 3 is a little bit better. And then plus in red Dora Mahjong, the faster the hands usually are going to tend to be a little bit better than in not red Dora Mahjong, mainly because you have red Dora. What that means is that other people are going to get faster hands as well. They're going to be higher value, and so the quickness of a hand goes up, or the value of a quick hand goes up. Plus, we can also take in a red 5 right here. Oh, the choices. So I guess 3 isn't bad there. 3 pin, that is. Now, a similar question on like the 6th turn right here. Do we immediately lock in something that we got, or keep this floating 3 around? If we keep around, let's say, I don't know, the 2 mon, then we get instant tempai on the 1-4 and 3 mon right here. And then the only benefit, I guess, that we have from keeping the 3-so is if we draw a 3-so pair, which could potentially upgrade the hand to Tenhou. Or if we drop this right now and we draw the 1 or the 2, we can instantly get to tempai, waiting on the 1-4, which isn't superb, but it's still potentially first weight or first reach with the 2-side weight. Or we can declare that we really want value and drop the 1 mon, but if that's the case, then we should have done that earlier. And even if we do drop the 1 mon, because of the shapes that we have, specifically like this 2-3 shape right here and even like the 3 right here, we're not guaranteed Tenhou because it can still switch over. We're probably not going to get Sanshoku either because we already have 2 completed runs. So aside from like red 5s and like, you know, drawing maybe a 5 on this 4, there's not that much improvement chances on this hand. So I should drop 2 mon if I'm okay taking, I guess, the 1-2 mon reach, or I'm sorry, the Richinomi on the... Wait, backwards. I should drop the 3-so if I'm okay with taking this Richinomi. If I'm not okay with that, then I should drop this. So looking on the board, we got a 1-1 mon out right now. 2 mons are still technically 3 of. For improvements that we have on this, we can get the 2, which is currently still 4 available. We can get the 4, which is still out there. We can get the 3-so itself, which is still 3 out there. And the only thing that we lose right there is those 3 tiles with that, so that actually might not be that bad. So I'm still kind of liking the 2 mon here. Then instantly tempai next turn. The weight's really bad, especially with what we can see on the board, but overall, first turn, or 7th turn Richi, even if we could assume how many 3 mon remain at this point, on average, it's going to be usually about 2, which, even if we have that, I guess it's not that great. So this is what, 7th turn reach, so 7th turn reach on 2 tiles is about 36% Tsumo rate. Plus, if we look at our discards, it's kind of easy to defend, well, not super easy. Like, if we do reach right here, we'll be dropping the 3-so, so then they'll have, like, basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 available Suji tiles to kind of defend with. But I mean, usually you take this, right? You start to doubt yourself when every time you just do something, you're like, yes, I have a great run! No! This hand was one of those games, where, or this game was one of those where it's just like, every time you get something good, it's just crumbles in your hand. Much sadness. Alright, I still think I would take that if I see it again. 3 mon weight isn't superb, but especially since one person is open right here, like, this is even more reason. If reasons not to take this reach, what would those be? So, if I didn't want to take this reach, I'd need a pretty good reason because, I mean, even though it is a bad weight, first reach E1 Dora, even on the Dora indicator, is not super bad. But I guess there are some cases where I wouldn't want to take this, which is like putting away all like, you know, specific situations of like points and just assuming like East 1 EV stuff. If someone had some very, very interesting discards, especially like the dealer, that might be a decent indication of, hey, maybe I shouldn't take this. Similar with the other people, but currently right now, if we look on the board, like, no one is like super like, oh my god, like, nothing special going on here, except the Toitsu drop. But early 9-so doesn't mean that much. Same thing over here, kind of just like whatever. And then the dealer has 1 open, which is actually pretty good for me. Because if, like, you know, the dealer reaches, that's pretty scary. If the dealer's open, they could technically still have a Dora Bomb, but it's a little bit less likely. So yeah, in this case, I definitely think I should take that. And then you deal into Ipatsu on the 13th turn. Actually, 14th turn. Okay. Next up, East 2-0, closed or open. So I start out with this hand, and it's like pretty nice. I got 2 double door right here and another one right here with a Hatsu pair. So I instantly have a Mongon potential. So if this does come out, I'm pretty much 100% going to call it. And especially now that I got this shape right here, which is, even if I do end up with my pair, I can take the 5-8 weights, and so I can, like, call everything. Of course, I do want to call this first, because if I open up with the other stuff and this doesn't come out, I'll be very sad with this. Plus, this hand is still technically really close, I'm sorry, 1 Shanten to a closed hand. Like, if I get the 4, instant reach on the 4-7 pin. So it's really good. So throw the south right there. Then I'm trading out the 4-so right here, mainly because if I do get into Tenpai on, let's say the 7, or the 4 or the 7, I'm probably not going to take this reach because, like, once again, the 4-so reach right here with so many Dora, while it's not bad, it's not that good either. And if we have an alternative, we should usually take it. In this case, I do have an alternative, a very nice one, which is just, even if I do draw this, I can drop that, and then palm this and instant Tenpai on the 5-8. But now that I have this 3-5 mon over here, I can drop that, keep this around, just in case I want to call anything. And if I do end up getting Tenpai beforehand, I can just reach you on this 4 mon, which isn't that bad. A really good Mahjong player named Horiuchi once said, as long as they can see 2 tiles available, if they have a Mongon Tenpai, they would take the reach any day. Ha ha ha. So, same thing right here. I want to keep this shape alive, because if I can open this, it's like, I would still probably take it. But at this point, it's like, well, I can go for a very, very nice closed hand as well, because I have like 2 Ryamen shapes and then my pair already, so I'm just like waiting for the Tenpai's chance. So right here, 5 mon is usually the way to go, and if this does come out, I can still open it up with a shape, so not bad. Draw the red 5, and now at this point I have to make a choice. I can either drop the red 5 and just say, okay, whatever. Or I can drop the 8-so, say I'm going to ignore the Hatsu, and then go for a closed hand. If the 4 comes out into my hand, then I'll just drop the 2 and reach. Or if I get these first, then I'll just drop this and reach. And the good thing about this is if I do reach you with this, it's like guaranteed Hanemon. Richitsumo Dora 4. So, should I drop... What should I drop here? Or I could even drop the Tumon, but considering that I already have like 3 Dora, and I do get Senpai with the 4/7 draw, that would be like a really big pain right there, because I'm losing like half my weight for not even double the points. But then again, if I do drop this, losing the Hatsu is kind of bad, especially since like no one has dropped it yet, and they're all dropping a lot of like honor tiles. So decent chance that someone's probably holding on or gonna drop it. If I had to guess, like with this board, they might not have it in there. But I mean, with a honor tile pair, technically it could be anything. Like, look at me, I was the first one to drop the tune because I had so many other good shapes, and so someone else could technically also have this in their hand. So, gonna take a picture of this and send it out real quick. Maybe the 5-mon isn't that bad right here, actually, because, I mean, the only thing I'm losing is, like, the potential, or the guaranteed Hanemon, but even if I do get it, it's like, oh, whoop-de-doo, I'm still getting a Hanemon. I'm in last place at this point because I dealt into the Ipatsu Okake Reach after last turn, so that would be kind of nice. Plus, I still have the potential to call the Hatsu if I want. Though I don't know, do I even want to call the Hatsu with this with these kind of shapes in my hand? Maybe not, actually, because like even if I do call the Hatsu, I still need to call the other one, or call this right here. And that's only if like this person is going to be feeding those tiles. Like right now, they look like they're going for some Tanyao or something, and so middle tiles are going to be a little bit hard pressed unless they're around Senpai. Plus, and then even if I do end up with my weight, it's still going to be like 6, at most 6 tile weight, and then one of them is the Dora, so that's kind of unlikely to come out. So considering that, maybe just like locking in and going for the closed hand right here is a little bit better. Plus, if I keep the 5 around, I keep the potential for that guaranteed Hanemon Sumo. Doesn't sound that bad. My friend says anything but anything not the red 5 is too greedy. To greed or not to greed, that is the question. But when you already have like 3 Dora, like, yeah, that is a bit much. Perhaps I am too greedy. Well, someone's at my door, so I gotta go check that real quick. Be right back. Some little girls in my neighborhood were going door to door selling slime. It's pretty interesting. Okay, so... let's see. What do I do right here? Yeah, so I was asking my friend, and he's like, "Oh, anything but except the 5 is too greedy here." But then I'm like, "Well, would you actually call Hatsu here? Because you know, these shapes will probably be even calling this out in speed at this point, especially if this person's not going to be giving us anything." And they said, "Oh, well, I wouldn't call the first one, and even the second one, they would only call it if they got maybe like a 5-pin pair." But in that case, I wonder, like, is throwing this out like really that good then? I mean, like, if you do throw it out right now and you later on get the 1-4 mon weight, that's pretty good, and especially if, like, no one has, like, any... Well, they'll probably have some safe tiles at that point, especially with, like, the middle tiles going out. But considering if you do Riichi, are they more likely to drop the 1-4 mon if you drop the 5 mon earlier? Probably, especially with the red 5 mon. But the Hanemon Sumo looks so nice. Plus, if you do happen to technically get, I don't know, let's say a 6, you could technically upgrade to a Baimon hand. Maybe that's way too greedy. Feels as though this hand is like Pennywise in the gutter saying, "Hey kid, don't you want this, like, you know, toy boat back?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then I fall into last. Womp womp womp. Yeah, so either 5 or 8 right here, but actually no, I should throw 5 here, I think. Yes, yeah, actually I should actually probably throw 5 here. I wasn't considering this, but even if I don't call this, I still have like a good amount of upgrade chances right here that's even more than this. Because in this case right here, the only way I'm going to be ending up with Tenpai with this is if I draw the 4-4 mons. Because if I draw anything else, I'm going to be throwing it out and reaching on the 1-4 weight. And so how many tiles is that I can potentially draw to keep that? So it's going to be about 4 tiles, you know, the 4-4 mon, right? But if I do throw this, how many tiles can I upgrade to something else? Well, if I get the 5 or 8 so right here, I can go to Tenhou as well. And if I get the, Pinfu. And if I get the 5 right here, it's also Pinfu with another Dora on it. So that's like 6 tiles versus 4 right there. So considering that right there, yes, I should actually throw the 5. I did not consider that. The 5 is actually not the greediest option. Unless, of course, you consider, like, San Shoku potential. Like, if I draw a 6, then potential Baimon, but, Yeah, that's cool. I didn't actually consider that. Alright, next up, what do we got? Oh, it's already 5:35. I gotta hurry. I need to go to bowling soon. So, East 4-0. I think that says 6 turn. What do I do here? Oh, yeah. No, this is just a mistake on my part. So I was like, oh, I don't need this 9. It's like, wait, that's the Dora. One came out right here, so I'm like, just for shape purposes, I was reading this, is like, oh, yeah, I don't need that. But at this point, yeah. Tons of bad shapes, a few Dora, and 4 pairs, so I should most probably be going for, Chitoitsu here. This person looks like they're probably going for Honitsu or something. At least with their discards right now. Maybe, maybe not. So the 5 is okay to keep if I can get the red 5. The Dora is good to keep because Dora. This is a Dora already, so 4, 6, and 7. They already dropped 6 right there, so I guess 6 right here would probably be better than the Dora. I just was playing at a really fast pace right here, and it's like, oh god, no, slow down, what are you doing? Alright. Next up, East 4-1 Ricci. So I got into so this guy was in Reach. These two people are pushing hardcore. Dealer right here. This person has a guaranteed Mongon at least right here. So I'm just kind of defending around, and then actually, yeah, 7 was out right there. And then I got into Tempai waiting on the 1-2 Manzu, and I was wondering, should I Ricci right here? And I still think the answer is probably no. Because even if I Ricci, it doesn't increase the value of my hand any unless I Tsumo. Plus, at this point, if I do Ricci, my tiles do kind of look pretty suspicious for Manzu. Plus, the 4 did, I think, pass to the Ricci itself, so the 1 Mon looks pretty okay for them. So if I stay Dama with my 8,000 point hand here, I think that'll be a little bit better. So let's see if that actually was the case. Oh no, it came out right before, so these are both still dangerous, so they probably might not come out. But this person won't push anything because they have, you know, a guaranteed Mongon. They're not scared from them. They don't have any Dora. They can see them all. So yeah. Kind of like Dama here. Alright, next up. South 3-1 push. So this is very similar to a question I ended up with yesterday, where I'm in a really bad situation. I have an amazing 1 Shanten. What do? Do you throw the safer 3 here, or do you just just go for it? And the answer right here is just go for it. Even if they do win, even if I don't deal into them, if they get a Tsumo, that's gonna be really, really hard for me to overtake them in Oras, and so ideally I need to fight with this gigantic thing that I have right now with amazing shapes. Throwing the 3 is not super bad, but if I throw the 2, I'm waiting on the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's see, 2, 3, 4. Actually, is it 2, 3, 4? Yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. In the Sozu as well. So yeah, I should push this. I'm gonna be last if they win anyway. So what better to fight with than a dealer death hand? And finally, or actually, South 3-0 second turn. Oh yeah, this one. I probably should have broken up one of these shapes. I was keeping it around just because I was fondling with the idea of Sanshoku. But considering that this is the Dora, Or, I'm sorry, this is right next to the Dora. I don't know about that. Like, this entire hand shape was something I'm very confused about of where to go for. Especially since I'm dealer and last right now at South 3. I need to win this hand, but with all these bad shapes, it looks kind of slow. If I get some great draws, perfect. If I don't, then I'm going to be losing. So I think probably dropping the... I guess the 4s here aren't that bad. And if I do get like an 8, I can upgrade, and if I do open up this hand, it could be like Chantadora, like Chun or something. Sanshoku potentially. Either way, I don't know about dropping the 9 because I'm not guaranteed any of that other Yaku, whereas if I draw the Dora, like I'm instantly guaranteed at least something with that. And then also I was wondering, later on in this round, I dropped the Dora right here instead of one more, and I was wondering, should I have been greedier and held on to it for a little bit longer? This was kind of safe because I had a pawn to the 3, and so that's why I did that in that case, but all things considered, it might have been a little bit better to be greedy right there. Then again, I guess the 2 isn't that bad either, because if I do get a third 2, and then like I throw out the 9s or something, then even if I don't get Chun, I'm going to get Sananko Doko, so I guess it's not that bad. Plus, if I do wait on the Dora, it's going to be really hard to come out, and I really need to win this hand, so I guess it's not that bad, actually. And finally, South 4 -0. Yeah, this entire progression was very weird to me. So I decided to fold right here, mainly because the dealer looked like they're going to be in Senpai. They're high enough over third place that they don't really care that much about falling down, and they're mostly fighting for first, and so that's why I decided to, rather than push what I had right here and potentially deal into this person, fold into for the dealer. And including like in the middle round, all the tiles that I was throwing were tiles that this person could run me on, because if they run me, then the game's over, I lose. If they win off me, then the game at least continues. But either way, in this situation, I was 10,700 points behind third place, which means I need a Hane Matsumo, which I was not getting, so yeah. Then right here, I was flirting with the idea of potentially getting Senpai, but, you know, just bail right there. And then, dealer reached right here. I was wondering, should I have just gone Zensu at this point? And I think the answer is maybe, probably. Because if they get a Hane Matsumo, or if they get a Mangan Sumo, the game's instantly over and I lose. Plus, with a reach stick on the field now, I can just get a Mangan Sumo, and that's enough for second. So I think I probably should have just like pushed anything right here instead of actually folding. The reason why I was tempted to fold right here was because they didn't have much information, and so they might deal in. But I think that was very wishful thinking. So I think it would probably been better just to, like, you know, go forward right here. Or at least I think it would probably have been a higher win rate than just folding. So yeah, that's that. Alright, and now I gotta run off to bowling before I'm late. So, thanks for watching, and I'll be streaming again tomorrow.